You've seen us catch online predators.
Anything you say can will be used against you in court of law.
Men who use the internet to target children for sex.
And just in case something happened, you brought condoms.
This time, in small-town America, the unexpected happens.
We keep getting guys on the schedule a couple hours out. As it gets closer, something changes their mind.
Could this predator bust turn into a bust?
Anybody that does surveillance knows it's sit and wait.
But then they come, often traveling long distances.
What makes a man drive 2 hours?
Somebody wanted to meet me, and I want to meet them.
With outrageous alibis.
My intention is to befriend her and try to mentor her.
It's a new location, but the same shocking behavior.
I'm honored to be considered the candidate for your first.
Again, playful chat.
With the same result.
Did unlawful sexual conduct with a minor.
This is Predator Raw. We're in Greenville, Ohio, which is in Darke County. Locals know everybody. People talk, and they know just about everything that's going on in the town. We do have a rather high profile when we come into a small town.
All right, let me get this camera, because I'll put a mount on the bottom with butyl.
We move into this house to do our investigation, and there's guys with cables and climbing up poles and setting up ladders and doing things. It, I think, did raise a little suspicion in this quiet neighborhood. So, day one came and seemed fine.
Hey, Nathan?
Yeah?
I just cut the crap out of my toe. I'm getting a Band-Aid. Hold up the kitchen counter for a second, okay?
In this case, as in the previous investigations, we worked with the computer watchdog group, Perverted Justice. Its decoys go into chat rooms posing as 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids, home alone.
I'll be right back down.
Would you do me a favor and just go have a seat right in the other side of the bar, please? And take your hands out of your pockets for me. Go ahead, have a seat. As a potential predator walks in, there's a whole other investigation starting outside the house. The sheriff's department is moving into position, trying to monitor what's going on, so there are no surprises. The police are set up in a house across the street. There's a motorhome. You know, they've got the entire area covered. What are you doing here?
Came to visit somebody.
Who did you come to visit?
Katie.
Katie. How old is Katie?
13.
13. And how old are you?
23.
23. Do you see a problem with that? That's yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the problem that you see?
She's 13.
I mean, there seems little doubt as to what you wanted to do here, based upon the chat. You could stay up late, sleep in your dad's bed, try on his girlfriend's clothes, underwear included, or run around the house nude.
Instant messaging allows for a way to talk differently.
Talk differently.
You're not actually facing the person, so you don't have to deal with the embarrassment of saying those sort of things to their face.
So it doesn't bother you I am 13. No, it's cool. You get into very graphic detail about what you want to do to her.
Fantasies dreamed up online or in your mind. Things you might not be able to willingly do when it comes down to it.
Nathan Downhour starts out saying, look, this is just all fantasy. Now, I wasn't really going to act on it. And what I said really wasn't that bad anyway. Then I started going back through the chat, and I'm reading him passages that are quite explicit. Well, after I remove your shirt and bra, I will run my hands along your body's smooth skin. I will gently cup and massage your soft breasts, kiss them, and run my tongue along them.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes on from there, in graphic detail. What are we to make of this? Now you have my heart pumping and my blood racing. I just remembered, please don't tell anyone that we might have sex, or if we do have sex, we would both be in a lot of trouble.
I know it's wrong.
But I want to tell you that I think it would be worth the risk. What should happen to you?
I'm not sure. I don't know what the law says about this,
Well, it's illegal.
but nothing has happened yet.
I don't think Nathan had a clear understanding of how the law works in Ohio. What he thought was, okay, I might be in trouble for this chat, but I can't be arrested because I hadn't actually had sex with a girl yet. I just showed up. But that's not how the law works. Well, I know, but it's illegal for someone to use the internet to solicit somebody who's 13 for sex.
That I was unaware of.
You were unaware of.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you think it would be lawful to do something like that?
It didn't catch my mind.
It didn't catch your mind that it would be wrong for you as a grown man to come into this home where you thought a 13-year-old girl was home alone after this sexually explicit conversation. The law was broken because of what he said online, the solicitation, and the fact that he showed up. It didn't matter that there really wasn't a young teenage girl in the house waiting for him to have sex. He, according to the authorities, was breaking the law. Well, Nathan, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story about adults who try to meet underage boys and girls for sex on the internet. Mm-hmm. If you have anything else that you'd like to tell me, I'd be happy to hear it. If not, you're obviously free to walk out that door.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No.
Okay. I finish my conversation with Nathan. He leaves. Sheriffs arrest him. He's taken to this auxiliary building for the next step in the process, which is to be processed and ultimately interviewed by detectives.
When you got here, what was your plans for today? When you coming to meet her?
When I came through the door, I pretty much already reached a conclusion that this was something I couldn't go through with. Mm-hmm. I thought about the whole drive over here. And so I figured I'd just tell her face to face that we could spend time together, watch a movie, whatever, but there wouldn't be anything beyond that.
What were your plans as far as what you guys are communicating?
Our plans as far as we were communicating, or as far as I was thinking at the moment, was a sexual activity.
Okay.
But possible repercussions of actually doing it began to gnaw on my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about it. What would happen if I got caught? I was caught.
The only thing you had on him was a pocket knife. Is there anything else in the car?
Under the left seat, there's a box of condoms unopened. That was supposed to be for something different. I just never used them.
Do you have a girlfriend or anything?
Nope.
Nope. When's the last time you had a girlfriend?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Have sex?
Nope.
Never. So you have a box of condoms with you. You've never had sex before. The whole plan was to have sex with this 13-year-old when you got here, correct?
That was the original plan.
At this point, you're going to be charged with unlawful sexual conduct, attempted unlawful sexual conduct with a minor.
What's the penalty?
It's a felony of the 4th degree.
And it goes on my record, correct? So I'm going to be tried for it?
Yeah.
Nathan spent the night in the Dark County Jail.
He wants to engage in sex acts repeatedly. He wants to treat the boy like his main woman.
It was very intense.
All right, quiet.
They can take him right now before he leaves the state. It'll be a different county, but they got him.
Well, he started saying he loves me.
What time is he going to leave? And the guys aren't walking into the door. I spend my downtime, if you will, pretty much reading transcripts and communicating with Perverted Justice to try to learn as much about each individual as I possibly can.
I need quiet. Yo. I totally tried to call your cell first. Yeah, and it's like, I think it says to Greenville.
Dell works for Perverted Justice. She is a contributor, decoy. She's been with the Watchdog Group for a long time. Dell is in her early to mid-20s. She can act like a cutesy 13-year-old girl, or she can put a ball cap on and pose as a 13, 14, or 15-year-old boy and pull it off. We were in this challenging environment where we were in a rural area. Glenn Mitchell was going to drive quite some distance to get to this house to meet a young boy. And this had been going back and forth for some time.
You take the 70 East, like, all the way almost to Dayton. If you leave Indianapolis, 127, exit 10, right? All right, man. I'll talk to you then. Bye. He's a really serious threat. I can't even believe how many kids this guy has hit on, how many times.
Perverted Justice had been aware of this guy for some time. Apparently, he had been chatting with other decoys. And this was somebody that, Perverted Justice thought should be exposed.
Give me a sense for the nature of the chat that went on today.
It's very graphic. It's very... He wants to engage in sex acts repeatedly. He wants to treat the boy like his main woman. He wants to take care of the boy.
And he thinks you're a 14-year-old boy.
Correct.
Glenn Mitchell is driving from Indiana. He's on one of these dark country roads. He gets lost.
Yeah, make sure you're going east.
It was very intense.
There's a cop following you?
I think he makes a funny move on the road, and there's a police officer there. This makes Mitchell spooked. And so he gets back on the road and starts to hightail it back to Indiana.
There's a cop before him and after him. They're guiding him back to the freeway because he lied and told him he got lost and he's trying to get back to Indianapolis.
There's a continuing conversation about whether or not, he's going to turn around, whether he's going to come.
They're going to have to pick him up. There's no way he's coming back tonight.
All right, here's the situation.
Frag from Perverted Justice alerts the sheriff's men about what's happening.
They can take him right now before he leaves the state. It'll be a different county, but they got him.
Frag had been with Perverted Justice since August 2003. He came across the website while perusing the internet and almost instantly became interested in becoming a volunteer and has been with PJ ever since.
We don't want to spook him.
Dell has another conversation with Glenn Mitchell and says, look, you were going to come over, what's the deal?
Is there any chance you can come back tonight?
He says, look, this police officer was there, trooper, it freaked me out, I'm scared, I'm not coming.
All right, well, the whole purpose of that call was to make sure that he established that he still wanted to come back and have sex with me again, so he can't say that he had second thoughts. They're going to have to pick him up. There's no way he's coming back tonight. I mean, we'll get him either way, because he's already said he wants to come back for sex, but...
So police, based on the evidence that they had from the chat log and the fact that he started to travel towards the hidden camera house, decide to call another county and have them go after Glenn Mitchell.
3 units converging on the area as we speak.
And he was in fact arrested.
How were you going to use the condoms in the conversation?
I wasn't going to use them at all.
Well, you got them in your pocket.
Well, yeah, I do.
You going to do balloon tricks with them? Or?
No.
See.
I've got to run next door and get the cops this log.
Yeah. Log coming your way, Mike.
When a date is made for one of these men to visit, we get a copy of the chat log from Perverted Justice so we can go through it. Separately, at some point, Perverted Justice provides a copy to law enforcement. In this particular case, it didn't have its copy yet.
Right, do we have a transcript on Buckeye yet?
Dell's running it.
Dell's running it over to you right now.
So Dell had to sprint across the street and get this chat log to the police and the prosecutors, because they need to review it and make sure that this fits into the definition that they need for probable cause for, solicitation or any other felony that this guy might be facing.
Yeah, where's he going? I'm plugged in and I'm connected here. Frag, can you hear me?
We switched to 4.
Oh yeah, he's here. We got somebody out front. We have somebody out front.
Come on.
He's pulling into the driveway?
Yeah. Chris, do we have anything that Bill can say?
Mike Scott, meet Rocket.
Hey, come on in. I just gotta get my coat off. Freezing out, dude. Just hang out at the bar for a second. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, dude. True.
Did you have a hard time finding the place?
Not at all. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. What can I do for you?
That was my question to you. What can I do for you?
Well,
who are you going to meet here tonight?
Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah is how old?
She's 15.
15.
Well, she just said that, yeah.
Yeah. And how old are you?
I'm 30. My name is Jay.
Jay, Chris, nice to see you.
It's nice to meet you, too. To be quite honest with you, I'm not at all, in any way, shape, or form, some sort of pedophile or anything like that.
Do you often come to visit young girls after chats on the internet?
Never. Never.
Did you bring anything with you tonight?
Such as?
Condoms?
Yes, I did.
You did. You brought condoms. So you're just going to
However-
kick back and chat, and just in case something happened, you brought condoms.
Yeah. Look, here's the deal.
Will you put them on the table, please?
I'm sorry?
The condoms. There you go. So you had a big night planned, huh?
No. Please listen to me.
All right, got nothing but time.
There's nothing, I swear. I don't want to do anything, I don't want to hurt anyone. I just wanted to talk. I swear to you. She had...
How were you going to use the condoms in the conversation?
I wasn't going to use them at all.
You got them in your pocket.
Well, yeah, I do.
You going to do balloon tricks with them? Or?
No.
Well, come on. I mean,
I am.
There's only one reason, typically, that people bring condoms to a home. And that's for protection during sex.
Yeah. And
there are only two people in this house, as far as you know, you and a 15-year-old girl. So, what am I to think about this?
I got a family at home. I love them dearly.
You have kids?
Yes.
How old are your kids?
I have one daughter and two stepsons from my wife's previous marriage.
So if your daughter was home alone and some guy who was 30 came to visit, you would feel how?
I understand and sympathize. Very upset.
Here's a guy who's got a wife and child at home, and he's out on a weekend night, several miles away at a stranger's home to meet a young teenage girl. I mean, what excuse did he give to go there? The realization of what he's really doing hits home with him, and you can see this in his face. You're a virgin, eh? I bet you're scared of that, she says. Why would that scare me? Guys are always scared of that. Actually, I find it quite attractive.
Sir, I know what I wrote. Do you mind if I take off my coat?
Please, go ahead.
Thank you.
I mean, these are your words, right?
Yeah, they completely are. I'm not going to lie to you, sir.
I'm honored to be considered the candidate for your first.
Again, playful chat.
Playful chat? It sounds like you're excited about the fact that she's a virgin and you might be the first man to have sex with her. Right?
Sir, I really wasn't going to do that.
He knows he's in trouble at this point. He's starting to admit what he was up to. He's anxious, he's perspiring, you can see it, and he just really wants this to be over. There's a couple things you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on adults who meet teens on the internet. If you have anything else you'd like to say, we'd be happy to hear it.
Intending to.
Why'd you bring the condoms?
Because it was dumb.
Do you normally wear condoms while you're having sexual intercourse with your wife?
No.
Okay, why did you buy the condoms today? Because you intended to come here to my county and have sex with a 15-year-old female.
She told you that she didn't want to get preggers. You said that you didn't want that either.
Does your wife know where you're at right now?
No.
Where's she at right now?
She's with my daughter on a camping trip.
Listen up a minute. You got the right to remain silent. You understand that? And anything you say, you can't want to be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand that?
Your mom's a city prosecutor and your dad's a cop. You should probably have a little bit more common sense about things that we're doing out here tonight, okay?
Interesting thing about Jay Ruffner is once he's arrested and processed and taken in for questioning, it turns out that his mother is a prosecutor in a nearby county. And his father was a police officer.
My attorney is my mother.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta dial to him.
It's gonna dial now.
Oh.
Now, how do you pick up the phone and tell your mother, the prosecutor, that you just got arrested in a sting operation for trying to meet a young teenage girl for sex? How do you put that into words?
Hey, this is Jay. This is no joke. I'm at the Darke County Sheriff's Office. I've been arrested and charged. I don't know, what's the charge again? Hold on a second. Attempted unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. If she comes down here, can she see me?
No.
The attorney?
Yes.
She's my attorney.
The attorney, yes.
Yes, you can.
His mother, the prosecutor, even represents him at his court appearance.
May it please the court, my name is Carol Reffner. I'm here for the limited purpose of this appearance.
Does your client understand the nature of the charges?
He does. The defense is requesting that the court consider releasing the defendant on his own recognizance. He is not a flight risk.
Well, imagine what Mrs. Reffner is going through. I'm sure she could have easily have said, look, I don't want anything to do with this. But she stood by her son and helped him get through the first phase of the judicial process.
Set bail at $2,500 cash for your property. Thank you, Mr. Reffner, for your appearance.
I wrote a statement before I came here.
You wrote a statement?
Yes. At 8 p.m. tonight, I'm meeting a person whom I met online who claims to be a 14-year-old girl. I have no intention of supplying this person with alcohol, having sex, or doing any other improper, unlawful conduct with this person.
Keep getting guys on the schedule a couple hours out. As it gets closer, something changes their mind, that's what's been going on. So that's why I'm not giving you updates on guys, because as the time approaches, they keep bailing off on it.
Perverted justice decoys have been chatting with a number of men right around Greenville and in Darke County. And there came a point Saturday where they just started going away.
The word's out around here. Greenville's dead. We put in Greenville and have these chat rooms, these guys stop talking.
The detectives later speculated that somehow word got out around town, that our investigation was compromised.
Anybody that does surveillance knows it's sit and wait. 10 seconds of action, 4 hours of boredom.
People were getting a little cagey inside the house, wondering what was going on, how badly was it compromised, how far out did people know what was going on. There was a lot of pacing going on, a lot of nervous energy.
Do we have eyes on the green van?
No, he turned off. Well, we think it's a work van. We're not sure yet. We're just determining that.
Oh, no.
What was it?
It was the camera guy.
Yeah, it was one of the camera guys.
We went 9 hours without anybody showing up at this house, which is the longest stretch of time I can remember in any of these investigations. And looking back, I think it had a lot to do with the fact word got out, at least close in, that we were there.
I gotta tell the cops. He is on his way. We have another guy at 8. He's got the address, Net Buckeye. The guy's very, very slick. Everything is, I don't want to say it. You might be a cop.
After 9 hours, we do see a car, and there were indications that this was a guy named Net Buckeye, who was coming over to meet a young teenage girl.
Was that our Pathfinder going down the road there?
That's what we thought.
Do we have a transcript on Buckeye yet?
It's on its way.
Dale's running it over to you right now. Net Buckeye is inbound.
I'm inside. He can't even see me.
It looks like he's casing the house, but finally, he walks in the door.
Hello?
Hey, come on in. I just gotta go get my coat off, okay?
Why don't
Just sit down at the bar for a second. I'll be right back there, okay?
Hey, come out here for a second.
Why don't you come on in and have a seat real quick?
Okay.
Take your hands out of your pockets for me. Please go ahead and come on in and have a seat on the stool.
Everybody hold. Everybody hold.
At this moment, the Darke County Sheriff's detectives are getting into position, getting ready for him to leave after I've finished the interview. And how old are you?
I'm 33.
33.
Yeah.
And what were you doing coming over here to meet a 14-year-old girl?
Honestly, I did not believe that that's who she said she was. I thought it was probably a guy trying to mess with me.
What made you decide to come do this? I mean, help me out. Help me to understand it.
You know, before I left, I was sitting there thinking to myself, you know, this is not the right thing to do. I knew it wasn't. I mean, just from the standpoint of I'm 33 and she's claiming to be 14. I mean, that's just, you know, and I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm a lonely person, and I wanted to just hang out.
Just hang out?
Yes.
And what did you talk about in this chat you had with her? She says, I like making my guy happy. You say, I like to please also.
Right. I do. Not necessarily in a sexual way.
But you see how that looks. She said, should I wear thong panties? You say, I like surprises.
Which I do. Inappropriate. It's no question inappropriate on my part. To have a conversation and entertain and come over here is beyond inappropriate. Can I have you read something?
This was one of the most surreal interviews that I had conducted up until this point. He starts to say, well, you know, I even wrote a letter. I said, a letter?
I wrote a statement before I came here.
You wrote a statement?
Yes.
Do you mind if I send somebody out to get it?
I don't at all.
Well, here, why don't you give me your keys? Where in your vehicle is it?
It's on the passenger seat.
On the passenger seat. I think it was Dell, the perverted justice, who went out to get the letter off the front seat of the car. And this is the letter you're talking about. Why don't you read it to me?
Okay. At 8 p.m. tonight, I'm meeting a person whom I met online who claims to be a 14-year-old girl. I have no intention of supplying this person with alcohol, having sex, or doing any other improper, unlawful conduct with this person. If she really is who she says she is, my intention is to befriend her and try to mentor her. Her parents should also be aware of her behavior and possibly get her counseling.
So you're here to mentor this girl? To counsel her?
To me, no.
So I'm still a little bit confused. I mean, I get why you wrote the letter, I think.
Right.
Just in case you walked into a bad situation and you got hurt.
Right.
Right.
For my own safety. Right?
For your own safety.
Right. I wanted there to be a record of that someone could go to get information from.
But I guess at the end of the day, I just really wonder why you'd even come over here in the first place if you were so concerned. Why not just blow it off? Call the police and say, hey, look, there's a girl home alone.
And
you may want to go check on her. Don't you think that would have been the better thing to do?
But I honestly did consider that.
Do you ever watch TV?
I do.
Do you ever watch Dateline NBC?
I have before, I think.
Have you ever seen one of our stories on computer predators?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on adults who try to meet and then hook up with kids on the internet. And this is one of those stories.
Okay.
If there's anything else you want to tell us, we'd be happy to hear it. If not, you're obviously free to go.
No, I don't have anything further to add. I think that pretty much covers it all. And I'm ashamed.
All right. I'd just never seen it before. I was kind of blown away by it.
Sergeant Chris with the Sheriff's Office. All right. At this time, we just want to talk to you and talk about some things that occurred here tonight.
The detectives who talked to him and investigated the case pretty much thought that he was trying to protect himself.
Why did you write a letter and leave it in your truck?
Because...
To try to cover yourself.
I didn't
Because
know.
you knew you messed up, you knew why you were going there, and you wanted to help yourself out if you got caught.
What was this guy up to?
Well, we refer to it at the office as an alibi letter.
Alibi letter?
Yeah. It was composed in such a way that it's our belief that he put it there, that if he should get caught, made it appear that he was completely innocent. A lot of premeditation there in my book.
At the end of the day, he was arrested He was charged with crimes related to online solicitation, attempted sex with a minor. Want me to rub your feet?
No.
How do I know you're not a cop? I'm not a cop. How do I prove it? Call my cell and leave a sexy message.
Just doesn't. I know you probably think I'm stupid, just judging by this.
In the driveway.
See if the car's still on out there. This is one of those cases where my receiving the chat and the arrival of our guest came pretty close together. And so Dell, who had handed me the chat log, is kind of talking me through it and kind of giving me the background of who this guy is. Normally I have more time to go through it, but this all happened pretty quickly. So, she's whispering and I'm taking notes and I'm going through the thing and I'm highlighting the pertinent portions of the transcript. Getting ready because this guy's coming in the door.
Hey, come on in. I just cut my toe when I ran out there because there's rock on the ground. I'm gonna go put a Band-Aid on it, okay?
Where you at?
I gotta go get a Band-Aid before I bleed all over the rock.
Oh, okay.
Hey, why don't you hang out, have a seat right in there to the bar for me, will you? Keep your hands out of your pockets. Come on, just go over and have a seat, please. No, sir. Right here, please. What's going on? Why don't you tell me to get things started? Tell me what was happening.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I do. I'm sorry.
You're sorry for what?
You're a freaking idiot.
An idiot. What do you do for a living?
Paramedic.
A paramedic?
Yeah.
Now, in your chat here, you essentially say you're a firefighter.
Yeah.
Don't you think that might impress a 13-year-old girl?
Well, look, I'm sorry.
What was your plan here today?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I seriously don't know.
Well, it looks like you knew based upon this chat. Want me to rub your feet?
No.
When you see a passage like that in a chat log where an adult asks a child to do something like that, to rub your feet, that's like a power trip. Now I'm getting turned on, you say. How do I know you're not a cop? I'm not a cop. How do I prove it? Call my cell and leave a sexy message. What do you want me to say? Something to turn me on. How about firemen are sexy? Laugh out loud, okay. It takes it a step further than being sexually excited. It's like you're trying to control this kid by making them do something, and it's disturbing. What would have happened if I had not been here?
I would have done something stupid.
With a 13-year-old girl?
I don't know, probably.
If a 13-year-old girl had been here?
Yeah.
What should happen to you? Do you know that it's illegal?
I know my career is probably over.
To do this? This is against the law? To use the internet to solicit a 13-year-old girl?
I know.
What if this was your younger sister and somebody walked into...
I'd be pretty upset.
...the home where she was living when she was alone?
I know. I'm real protective of her, too. She doesn't... I know you probably think I'm stupid, just judging by this, but...
So you have a younger sister?
She's 18. Yeah.
18. And she's 18 and you're protective of her. And here you are...
I don't know.
It amazes me that they're very protective of their own children in their lives. Yet they're willing to go do this with somebody else's child. Well, there's a couple things you need to know.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch television?
Yeah.
Do you ever watch Dateline?
Dateline?
Dateline NBC? Mm-hmm. You ever seen our stories on computer predators?
Yeah, I've seen it.
This is one of them.
Oh, no.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline. If there's anything else you want to tell me, I'd like to hear it.
No, it's okay.
If not, you're obviously free to leave. Sir, you can go ahead now.
No, please, let me say that.
sir, I'm going to have to ask that you go now. He doesn't want to leave. He knew that it was likely that once he left, he would be arrested.
Can you follow me out there?
We're not going to follow you out.
No, can you, please?
Well, you're free to leave. I don't think we can follow you out, no.
Well, I'm just asking you to go and talk to me.
I'm sorry?
I'm just asking you, can I talk to you about the camera?
I can't turn the cameras off, no, sir. I'm sorry.
Why not? Please.
Well, because I can't once they get turned on.
Please, I'm just asking you.
No, I'm telling you, I'm just unfortunately unable to do that. He gets up and slowly makes his way to the door. He's arrested and taken away for processing and an interview with detectives.
What did you and Kat discuss or plan specifically to do once you met her, knowing she was 13 years old? You're talking about kissing and what else?
Rubber feet, stuff like that.
Rubber feet?
Yeah.
It's hard not to feel compassion for a guy in that situation, crying like that. But again, you go back and read the chat log, and you feel a little less sorry. You're only 15, a little young for this, aren't you? Yep. Are you still a virgin?
Stupid question for an older man to ask or something like that.
Am I supposed to be standing out in sight?
You're fine.
Didn't you say he was coming back?
Hard to say.
Dell goes out because we think one of the guys is about to show up and is going to be looking for, the young teen to wave him in.
I don't see anybody. I'll come back inside then. No real point in me being out here.
She comes back in, and now this couple comes over, and we really don't see where they're coming from.
This is very strange.
I'm wondering, is this somebody we're expecting? Was this somebody who chatted with our decoy?
Who's on our front door, Mike?
Hi, how are you? Chris Hansen, how are you?
You're from Dateline.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the police know what's going on, and
Okay.
it turns out that they were friends of the man from whom we rented the house, and they had seen some activity, and they're just checking to see, what was going on.
They saw Dell outside and wondered who it was, and they were just checking up on things.
It's just an example of the unexpected things that always happen when we do one of these investigations. It was late at night when he showed up, and he made no bones about what he wanted to do when he got there. The chat was very explicit.
Where are you at?
I have to go change out of my clothes, okay?
Okay.
Just hang out the bar for a second. I'll be right back down. I just have on like a jacket and a thermal and a t-shirt and another thermal and like 80,000 pounds of clothing.
It's a little late to be prowling around these parts, huh?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Why don't you have a seat right over here for me?
All right, thanks.
Right there on the stool.
Appreciate it.
What's happening?
Not a whole lot. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not bad.
What are you up to tonight?
Not a whole lot.
What are you doing here?
A friend asked me to come over.
A friend. And who's that friend?
A girl.
A girl. What's the girl's name?
I'm not sure.
How about Sadie? Does that sound familiar?
Well, yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah. And how old is Sadie?
18.
18?
Mm-hmm. That's what she said on the phone.
That's what she said on the phone?
Yeah.
What did she say on the internet?
She said 15 or 16, but I said, no, you got to be 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, do you want to rethink that and tell the truth this time, or do you want to stick with that story?
Well, I kind of figured something was going on.
You did?
Yeah.
So that was a big lie about the 18 thing that you just said?
Well, I don't remember. I was talking to quite a few people.
It's almost 2:30 in the morning. How far did you travel tonight to be here?
I came from Columbus.
Columbus?
Mm-hmm.
What did that take you to get down here from Columbus?
I don't know, probably a couple hours.
Couple hours?
Uh-huh.
That's a long ride.
Mm-hmm.
At this time of night.
Yes, sir.
What makes a man get in a car and drive 2 hours?
I don't know, just somebody wanted to meet me and I want to meet them, I guess.
How old are you?
I'm 42.
You're 42.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not looking for, to do anything or anything.
What made you think it was okay at 42 years old to walk into a home at roughly 2:30 in the morning where a 15-year-old girl was apparently home alone?
Well, I wasn't for sure she was 15 or not, to be honest.
Oh, that's what she said on the internet. Are you still a virgin?
Stupid question for an older man to ask or something like that.
She says, well, I'm not telling anyone if you won't. My mom would have a freaking cow. Well, don't worry, it's our secret. Well, I can come over there. Is the parents gone? Again, you say, you got to promise me you're not like 5-0. That's the police,
Cops, right?
Okay. I don't want to get locked up.
Looks like I'm going to.
And me sucking your little sweet spot.
Just being stupid.
I want to taste you for real.
God, man, that's not good.
But baby, 15 can get me 20.
Yeah, it probably can. It probably will.
During the chat, he acknowledges that visiting this 15-year-old girl is wrong. He even jokes at one point, 15 will get me 20. In other words, if I get convicted of being with you, I could face 20 years in prison.
Am I under arrest, sir?
You're not under arrest, no, not now as we speak.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens on the internet.
All right.
Now, if there's something else you'd like to tell us, we'd like to hear it. If not, obviously, you're free to leave.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm gonna read your rights, okay?
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Coming up. Anything you say will be used against you in court of law.
At the end of the Ohio investigation, we knew that there was a possibility we might find fewer potential predators because we're out there, especially at night. The road signs weren't great, not a lot of street lights. We were across the street from a big farm. It was a neighborhood, but a neighborhood attached to a very rural area. We got about the number of men we expected, and something consistent with what we had experienced in bigger towns.